Hi everybody, thanks for joining us today, and thanks to the team at Scholarships Canada for organizing the event. As was mentioned, my name is Britney Palmer, and I went through the scholarship process during my grade 12 year. And after a lot of trial and error, and I assure you, most definitely a lot of errors along the way, I was fortunate enough to fund my entire post-secondary education through scholarships. So in the fall following my high school graduation, I created Unlock Your Future, the key to scholarships, a program to help simplify and facilitate the scholarship process for students. Essentially, my goal is to help you see post-secondary education as an attainable opportunity rather than a daunting financial obstacle. And when I was a student in grade 12, it was a daunting financial obstacle for me. And you know, it's difficult, especially in high school and grade 12. You have so many different things on the go. Between grad, extracurriculars, homework, thinking about filling in these applications and writing essays on top of the work you already have to do, well, it doesn't really cross your mind. In January of my grade 12 year, I went out to a leadership conference at UBC. There was a girl there giving a talk about scholarships. She'd won a major entrance scholarship there the year before. I left her presentation feeling so depressed about myself. She started this huge international women's workshop that she toured to all these different countries, and she was 17 years old. I left feeling like it's people like her that win scholarships. So I remember going home that night and telling my mom about my day, told her how I wanted nothing to do with scholarships, how I was never going to apply, never going to win. Well, my mom would not take no for an answer. My mother nagged me to death about scholarships. Every night we were bickering back and forth, applications back and forth, drove my entire household insane. And in the end, I filled them out just so she'd leave me alone about them. But now I'm so thankful that my mom nagged me and that she believed in me like she did. And because of her, I graduated from SFU in June of 2009 with my BA in Communication completely debt-free. So I'm the perfect example of someone who was overwhelmed and intimidated by the scholarship process. But by using a step-by-step system, I was able to manage it and to succeed. So one of my main services is that I tour throughout BC and I present an hour-long presentation on how to approach scholarships. So today what I've done is put together a presentation specifically on scholarship applications, but honed in on the scholarship essays. That's a really critical component. Now, when it comes to different applications, there's a few common features that you tend to encounter. You have things like a resume or activities list, reference letters, transcripts, supporting materials, and of course, the dreaded scholarship essay. Now, scholarship essays may seem a little scary, but they really aren't that bad. Now, over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with scholarship applications in a number of different ways. I filled them out myself as a student. I've helped other students through the process. And I also have the perspective as a scholarship committee because I give out 3 of my own Unlock Your Future scholarships every year. So through all these different experiences, what keeps coming up time and time again as one of the most critical aspects of the application is the scholarship essay itself. Now, why the essay is so important is that it's really your opportunity to let your personality shine through. Through an application, you're a little confined to boxes here and there, but now in the essay you actually have some room to express yourself and let your voice shine through. So you really want to make sure that you seize that opportunity and take advantage of it. Now, like I mentioned, scholarship essays aren't something that have to be scary. They definitely are possible. Now, for one, you don't need to worry about writing a 20-page essay here. You don't have to deal with that until your 3rd or 4th year of university, so you've got lots of time there. In regard to length, they tend to range from about 200 to 1,200 words, but that's on the high end. On average, it's about 500 words or so, which is a page. So a page really isn't that bad. Plus, more often than not, it's an essay about you. So when you're writing a page about yourself rather than a research paper, it makes it a little bit easier. And finally, what you really want to do is create a strong essay base, somewhat of a foundation that you can continue to build through as you go through the scholarship process. The thing with scholarship essays is that many of them, which are based on you, so more of a personal statement, which is what I'm going to focus on today, they tend to ask you the same question just in a number of different ways. So by no means are you sending off the same essay to all these different applications. However, if you build a solid base and a solid template to work from, then you can use that and mold and manipulate and modify it and personalize it as you attack all these different applications. So building that one base makes it a little bit easier, Plus, it's kind of calming to think about working from a base rather than starting from scratch 30 plus different times. Now, one of the reasons why you're able to kind of use a key base that you can build from is that scholarship essays tend to fall within one of three primary themes. Now, of course, you have essays that are based on specific topics, so maybe, your response to a particular book or your views on sustainability and whatnot. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on the personal statement aspect, simply because I find that's often the most difficult one for people to tackle. Now, when it comes to a personal statement, they tend to fall within one of these three themes: extracurricular and community work, challenges, and then leadership and initiative. Now, and those questions listed there are just different examples taken from a few different applications. Now, just taking a quick glance at them, you can easily see how they tie together. You can easily discuss an extracurricular activity where you overcame a challenge and grew as a leader as a result. So there's definitely a lot of overlap there. Now, the challenges section is where a lot of students tend to get a little thrown off. They aren't sure what to do here. Now, if you have gone through a personal struggle and it's something you're comfortable talking about, that would definitely be relevant for the challenges section. When we overcome personal obstacles, we learn and we grow and we develop. And if it's something you're comfortable talking about, then that's a great thing to focus on. Now, if you aren't comfortable talking about a personal struggle, or if you don't really feel you have something that's relevant for that area, it doesn't have to be something serious. With challenges, they're essentially focused on they want to know that you have the ability to make the best of a difficult situation. So even something as simple as you're planning an event, something went wrong, you made a plan B, and it was still successful. So just kind of problem solving. So don't be scared when you see that word challenges. Again, it's just about your ability to make the best out of a difficult situation. Now, it's helpful to kind of have these themes running through the back of your mind. That way, as you encounter these different questions, you can take a look at them, kind of figure out which theme it will fit in, and then know which direction you should take your essay in. So it makes it a little bit easier to mold it and shape it appropriately. Now, selecting a topic is another really important aspect when it comes to writing your scholarship essay. And before we dive into that, we're just going to pause for a quick moment to do a poll question. So I'll pass it back over to the Scholarships Canada team.